You may remember last week's episode ended with me giving out the code FEEDSALE80 so listeners could receive an 80% discount that could be applied at checkout in our online store. No restrictions applied. That was a mistake. Within a matter of days, your fanatical use of the code left us on the brink of financial ruin. We could just deactivate the code, but we made a promise that it would be active for 1 week. We stand by that promise. The code will still be active by the time this episode goes up, so I thought I'd take this time to kindly ask you to not use it anymore, even though you have every right to. We will ship out every bamboo cutting board, every Japanese chef knife set, and every set of stone mortar and pestles, but understand that everything you buy chips away at the financial infrastructure that keeps your favorite food culture podcast alive. Hi. I'm Brian Gutierrez, and today on the feed, I'm going to find the son of a bitch who fucked us with the code and kick their ass to the moon. What the fuck, Brian? Are you the one who code fucked us?
No, man, I have no say in that.
Fine, then I'll guess I'll find some other doors to kick. And kick I did. 6 office doors, a couple of cubicle walls, and 1 janitor's closet. I was still no closer to finding out who thought it was a good idea to basically give away our livelihoods. See, the feed's budget comes from a unique blend of sources. The Inaudible Podcast Network's Patreon page, linked in the show notes, accounts for around 20% of our budget. Around 13% of that goes straight back to Patreon in the form of our own Patreon subscriptions that we forgot to cancel. 70% of our budget comes through our online store, where listeners can buy top-of-the-line kitchen equipment and accessories that we ship directly to them from Wish.com. The source of the final 10% I can't really talk about. Let's just call that one other parentheses crime. The money brought in from our online store is vital to the health of the podcast. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to bring you such high-quality episodes as our 7-part magnum opus review of salad spinners that we wrote off on our taxes as a business expense and sold in our online shop for triple their worth. What the coupon code has done is eat up 110% of our online store revenue. That's 10% more than 100, and it wasn't until all of this that I knew things could be more percents than 100. 100 seems like it should be the end, but it's not. When do percents end if not at 100? Have I been telling my subordinates to turn in inferior work when I command them to have their projects 100% completed by Friday? Let me get back to the topic at hand before I psychologically spiral into infinity. I interrogated everyone I could find. No one could tell me who was responsible for this marketing catastrophe. I was losing steam, just going through the motions as I kicked in bathroom stalls to find the culprit. Each one was just as empty as the last. After a while, though, I had had enough. I turned to the mirror, starting to think this is like that old saying, he who smelt it, dealt it. Maybe I'm the one who dealt it. I've kicked down every door in this office except one. My own. In my mad panic, I've been desperately trying to find someone to blame. But it wasn't them. It was Michael! It was Michael!
Oh, shit.
God, you're so forgettable, I forgot you exist. Listeners, I'd like you to meet Michael Russo, the feed's head of marketing and destroyer of worlds.
I know, I'm sorry, okay? It was a mistake. But a mistake you signed off on. Don't blame me. You ran this by me when I was in a vulnerable state. Indigestion because you ate a 3-pound burrito is hardly a vulnerable state. It made me sleepy. Studies show that running a business sleepy leaves you just as impaired as running a business drunk. Those studies were about driving and you know that.
Yeah, well, regardless, I'm gonna have to let you go.
Brian, have a heart. How am I supposed to feed my family?
Aw, well, don't feel bad. There's a 20-pound case of fusilli on sale in the online store. See? Your incompetence saved the day once again. Get out. With only hours to go before the sale is officially over, I think it's safe to say that we are going to be all right. We took our licks, but I think I could take down the eBay listings I made for my organs. But maybe I'll keep up the one for my gallbladder. The bidding war is heating up. Firing Michael was not a solution to our problems. It was more a matter of accountability. The buck stops somewhere before me. And, truth be told, I just needed a win after feeling like I was an Old Testament character who God takes great delight in fucking over. Luckily, we've made it through the worst of it. Though my producers are signaling to me that someone just cleaned out our stock of Iron Man-themed enameled cast iron pots, which normally retail for $400 and we sell for $600, so it's not as bad as it could be. Not in the shithouse yet. Shithouse adjacent. We're neighbors and the smell is awful. I guess this would be a great time to remind you to contribute to the Patreon at patreon.com/inaudiblepod, then follow us on Twitter at inaudiblecast, but mostly give to the Patreon. Forget the Twitter thing, just go to the Patreon, and I'm getting scared for our future. Like, how we may not have one. So give. Please. Next week on the feed, we'll find out if we have a next week. See you then. Or not. Whatever.